everyone! Today I'm going to be showing you how to create your own colorful planet galaxy. Let's get started. This is the color palette I will be using. I have picked out at least 2 colors for each planet. For this drawing I used about 15 layers, but it really depends on how many planets you plan to use. And please make sure to put your sketch on the very last layer. For this drawing, I suggest you use the 6B pencil to sketch and the studio pen to color in. For the first planet, I'm going to use a purple and teal. When coloring these in, you want to mix the colors very randomly because they're going to be mixed in with the liquify tool later on. When using the liquify tool, make sure to use the twirl right and twirl left options. Now erase whatever colors have left the sketch line. Now repeat the steps for the remaining planets, but make sure they are all on different layers. Now that we've finished the planets, let's move on to the space background. We're going to need to move a layer behind all 3 of the planets for the space background. And just as you did with the planets, use different hues of blue and mix them around with the background. Blend in everything at once. I tend to use the Gaussian blur a lot, so I think this will be very helpful for beginners as well. Do 2 more layers of this step. For the last layer of the space background, you want to use the nebula brush to create a more spacey atmosphere. To find this, go to the luminous brush section. This is where it gets a little tricky. Add one layer above every planet. On that new layer, use the Studio Pen brush and do a white circle around each planet. Then use the Gaussian blur. This is going to blend out the white a lot, giving the illusion that the planet is glowing. Do that same step for the remaining planets. For a more realistic point of view, use the Gaussian blur on planets closest to you. Now add a layer where you painted the space background. On this layer, you will be drawing the stars. For the first layer of stars, make sure the brush is on low opacity. Then do that again with a higher opacity. I use the brush Flare for my background to make it a little bit more interesting. Now it's time to color in my little astronaut. The astronaut is completely optional, but I just thought it was a nice touch. And remember, your light source is coming from that big ball of light. In this case, my light source is on the left, so I'm doing all the light strokes on the left side of the astronaut. This next part is completely optional, but you can use the chromatic aberration to create a really cool effect on your drawing. If you do want to use the chromatic aberration, merge all your layers together and use the effect. If you use the effect on the background, it will create a more zoomed out look. Lastly, use a light pen to create tiny individual stars. Write your signature, and you're done. If you like my content, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. And please comment whatever you want to see me do next. Thanks for watching. Peace out.